Oh, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday night. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock, and we're almost bang on time for once. We're just that solitary minute late. But here we are live, and welcome to this week's edition of Tea and Tops. As always, my name is Graham, and I'm joined by my good friend Jason. Jason, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing really well. It was a good weekend. Glad it's Monday night. We get a chat. And I'm really looking forward to this interview tonight.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I think we've had a few people chomping at the bit already, right on the stroke of 9 o'clock. Are we on? Are we live? Are we going? So yeah, much excitement tonight. So yeah, it'll be a little bit of a different show. We're not going to bother with any news or anything tonight. There's not too much to talk about really. Anyway, there's no new releases out. There's been a little bit of things going on and bunt in the online sphere with Project 100 and but we'll catch up on those things next week. But yeah, this week we're joined with a very special guest. So I guess the Marmite of the card world at the moment. I think it would be safe to say we've spoken about the project a few times on the show. So we reached out, and we're very lucky this evening to be joined by Pardee Betts, or at Pardee Betts on Twitter, to talk a little bit about their Project 70 related shenanigans.
All right, we'll bring Party Street Bets on there. So how you doing tonight?
Hello, doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah,
No
no
worries,
problem.
no worries. Welcome to the show.
So yeah, we already have a few people watching live here. So hi to Nick and to Laura. Laura's one of our longtime followers here that's watching there. So the show is live. We will post your comments up on here so we can have them answered there. So if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, we all get the questions up there. So I'll give you kind of an example real quick there, show how it goes there. So if you're watching live, there you go. We can put your questions up there to Party Bets, and
Awesome.
we'll cover it all there. So
Bring 'em
that
on.
and of course, because it's a podcast, we will read the questions out as well. So we've already had that problem before. We forget we're doing a live show, and when it goes to podcast, people go,
Yeah.
"I couldn't see the question. What was the question?" So so can you tell us just a little bit about your collecting as a kid, as an adult? Did you get into the because it's lockdown, like a lot of us kind of rediscovered our baseball cards?
Yeah, so for me, started when I was a kid, 1985. I'm here in Minn, Missouri, and this was the I-70 series with the Cardinals against the Royals, and so everyone, yeah, around here was just fanatics about baseball in Missouri, and everybody was collecting baseball cards too. And so that 1985 Topps was the first set that I had, and then collected to 93 or so. Then went off to college, and then 2011, the Cardinals won the World Series with that David Freese season, and so again got really into baseball. Started collecting cards for 3 or 4 years, and so. And then I guess it was more about I don't know, just over a year ago, really. I figured out that like those baseball cards I got from 2011 were actually worth something. Had a couple Mike Trout rookies, and then I sold one of those on eBay, which turned out to be a big mistake because I've just sold a lot of things on eBay ever since. If it weren't for that, I would just be buying cards. Um, and then Project 70 caught my eye, and I had never heard of Project 2020. I was pretty much sitting that one out, not involved in baseball cards during that time. Started out with the first Alex Pardee card, the number 34 in the set, Acuna Jr., amazing. And then the Trout came out after that by Pardee, just really blew my mind, and just couldn't wait for the next Alex Pardee release. And with Project 70, you had your rainbow inserts, potential to get a gold 1-to-1 card, and it was pretty appealing. So I was like, okay, why not just order 50 of the Pardee cards, and I can sell the rest on eBay. And so I did that, and just ended up for most of the runs, I got 100 of the Alex Pardee cards, and sold most. Got a bunch of rainbows and lots of fun. And then So, and I love, Project 70. There's so many great artists in the set, and it just, I couldn't wait for the next cards. And they were doing like 3 per day for a while, and then they escalated. It got up to 4 per day, and then near the end, they just really rushed through the thing. 5, 6, 10 a day. And again, for me, it kind of ended abruptly because I was getting pretty much all the cards, and then kind of went into withdrawal, I suppose, once Project 70 was over with. And so then I just started buying all the Mookie Betts by Alex Pardee.
All right, I was going to get into that. So we've got a comment from Nick, who actually I've talked to Nick before. So Nick is the proud owner of the 1-on-1 Dave Parker Pardee card.
Oh, nice.
So and I don't know if he knows, but we were the one that actually inspired. I shouldn't give Graham credit for that. I'm gonna take full credit for this, Graham.
You should take. No, you 100% should take full credit for it. Yeah.
I was one that inspired that card. I tweeted the picture of Dave Parker to Alex Pardee and kind of said this would kind of fit in your theme. So
excellent.
Yeah, I was really surprised when it came out there, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is happening." Graham must have got about 20 text messages from me.
I thought the world had ended, but no, Jason got.
And so how did you get the 1-to-1?
So Nick bought it. He bought that just in a regular pack. He had got that, and eventually when I get the funds together, I'm gonna buy it off him so I can put it up on my wall next to the tweet and everything else that goes with it. But I got a long way to go.
Nice.
Yeah. Jason's trying real hard to be Nick's best friend there.
And I did get one of the golds. I got Soto by Snoop Dogg, which is an amazing card.
Amazing.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Yep. I ended up selling it and used the funds to buy a bunch of Mookie Betts cards.
Amazing. So you completely missed 2020. So you didn't get to see the whole Project 20. Just kind of passed you over because you were busy with real life.
Yes. Wasn't looking at baseball cards at all. I had no idea that they were so popular.
It was Graham that turned me on to them and cursed me with them as well.
Oh, you can't blame me. Why are you blaming me?
No, it was the Keith Shore Don Manley card was the one you said, look at these cards. These are weird. But yeah, no. So it was an interesting ride because again, everyone had a lot of people I know had joined for Project 2020, and we did the ups and downs. And of course, it's 2 years after the Keith Shore Ken Griffey Jr. Memorial Day massacre and the drop.
Oh, that was wild.
Card.
Yeah.
And so it was really, really interesting to see how that all played out. And of course, we everything was going to the moon then, and then it completely died out from cards pretty much about 190 to about 310 when they start reintroducing the foils and all that there. So I think for a lot of us, Project 70 was like, oh, you said you were going to do this, and 2 weeks later, here's Project 70, and they had these really interesting artists like Alex Pardee. I did a deep dive on all 70 artists to see which ones I really liked, it was just he was one of the spot ones. So when we saw the Ronald Acuna drop, we were kind of like, oh, well, this is going to be completely different.
Yeah, he's and I was had a post on Reddit kind of announcing the punching of the 100 Vladimir Guerrero by Pardee cards, and it was pretty brutal. But one commenter was essentially that Pardee is the Michael Jordan of art cards. And this is his rookie season essentially, and that these cards are going to be something that people cherish for many years from now, that are going to still be collecting, I believe, and wanting to complete his set. And the Mookie was the lowest print run of the bunch, like 4,900 of these printed. And I don't know, I just thought, hey, what would happen if I just try to buy them all? And I didn't know how many that would be. Figured, I don't know, 100, 200-ish. It turned out to be quite a few more than that. I haven't counted them. I'm kind of scared too, but a few hundred, enough that I just realized, hey, there's no way I'm ever going to sell this many cards. And so let's try to do something fun with them and make pogs out of 100 of them.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Are they pogs or are they tokens? Because we've seen both used. What do you prefer them called?
Either one. Burn tokens, pogs. I like them. I like it both.
So, Graham, do you know what we talk about? If we say pogs, do you understand what we're talking about?
I'm fully aware of pogs. Pogs were a sensation in the late, maybe late 80s, very early 90s here in the UK. So yeah, we're familiar with the pog concept.
And the Project 70 cards are perfect for pog making. It just they are thick, and I mean it takes a lot of effort actually to punch one of them. I mean, it takes, you got the hammer and the little metal ring, and then, I mean, it takes about 20 or 30 whacks to get through it, but they come out really really nice. And then I put those in little cases and have a lot of people asking for them.
So explain the process. Did you just suddenly go, I've got all these cards, I can put them on eBay, I can sell them here and there? And when this card came out, it was like, I think we had 10 Mookies and 15 cards, and everyone was just done with Mookie. I thought it's probably Pardee's best card and one of my favorites. Did you just go, right, well, everyone's overdosed on Mookie, I'm just gonna go pick up as many as I can and see what happens?
Yeah, it's just because of the print run. And I mean, I was looking still, like the Acuna card, they printed like 15,000. I mean, it was a relatively big print run, but it was still like, I know, $80 card at the time. That, so there's a lot of them out there, and just so much interest in Pardee, and none of his cards were, a flop. I mean, every single one was solid pretty much. And I didn't, I ordered, 100 of them the time, most of them when they came out, ordered 100, sold 99, kept one. And it wasn't a trouble selling them at all. And you sold them for profit if you didn't sell them like pre-sale immediately. The ones I held on to for a couple of months, they all sold for a profit. And so, yeah, I just thought I saw the opportunity and didn't really know what would happen with it, but it's been a lot more fun than I thought.
So what was the thought process behind, I'm going to make these into tokens? Did you just have a hammer sitting around there and just go, what the heck, let's go and punch a hole in it?
Well, okay, so it was just kind of just a constellation of things. So, into cryptocurrency to some extent, and these, it's kind of investing. I've taken money out of crypto to put it in this, and we kind of looks like a coin. If you punch this little bat thing out of the lower right corner, kind of looks like a moon. I guess it is a moon. And so, and you got bets, and you had Wall Street bets, and then you had Mookie bets. And just kind of little ideas popped together, and it's like, hey, you put all these together. It's, I don't know, kind of creative, I guess.
Definitely creative for sure. Yeah. I got to ask, were you expecting it to be either as popular, I guess, or as engaging? Maybe is that a way of putting it? Is it as engaging with the community as it has been?
I figured everybody was going to be totally hostile to it. I didn't expect any support whatsoever, and so kind of the Twitter persona that I came out with was kind of intentionally obnoxious. But then, I don't know, just some people were really friendly about it and thought it was cool. And so I'm not just trying not to use that persona so much anymore. Still, still it's, to the moon. That's gonna persist. But anyhow, I was just really really pleased that I'm not public enemy number one.
Like I said, we're divided on this. I think it's great. I thought it brought a lot of interest back to Project 70, because we kind of hit a low point there, and it was great to kind of get some buzz going about there. And again, these Alex Pardee cards are great. Where Graham was like, I just don't understand what's going on.
You don't get the Pardee cards?
I was very much the Philistine in the twosome here between Jason and I. Like I guess I was trying to get an appreciation of it from a maybe from a philosophical perspective, or from maybe even a slightly more practical perspective, like why. Trying to understand the why, and maybe trying too hard to understand the why, and maybe just maybe I should have just been enjoying it for what it was, rather than looking for meaning or looking for reason. Maybe that's not the right thing.
Of the Alex Pardee cards, or the me chopping them into coins?
Yeah, of the punching and
Okay.
the whole project. Let's call it a project. It kind of is a project, right? So yeah, try to gain an appreciation for it, I suppose.
For the second round, though, there's a purpose. Okay, so anyway, that was Mookie Betts by Pardee. That was the first round, punch 100 tokens, basically because it's a cool card, but it's the lowest print run. Now the Vladimir Guerrero by Pardee print run was a little higher. It was like 6,000.
It was 6,000 something.
Can't really, too many to really corner the market on it. For this one, the theme is going to be to try to rid the baseball card industry of demonic influences. And so chopping out the evil vampire Vlad face, and inserting a smiling Vladimir Guerrero picture from his it's the 2020 Topps archives. So I punch a bunch of those cards, put those in the Pardee Vlad card, and calling it an exorcism. So we're exorcising the demon spirits out of these baseball cards.
Well, that's one to do. I like the Vlad Guerreros too, and there's a few other ones there. So we've got a couple comments, and we let the questions be asked here. So we've got AD Steinhauser saying you're now infamous for all your work you've been doing.
All right.
And we have Ron, my buddy Ron, or our friend Ron, saying with the crypto crash, you look like a genius. So you clearly pulled out at the right time there.
It was lucky. I mean, that was super lucky, because pretty much, the money came out of crypto. And so, even if this doesn't turn out to be much of a success, very, very lucky.
Cool.
There was a good question from Nick on Facebook as well, saying, so what's the end game for Mookie Betts? Is the idea to buy them all, or to try and encourage others to punch theirs as well?
So Mookie Betts, it's pretty much done with the buying of that. I haven't sold very many at all, and so I've started to maybe about one a week I put up for auction now. So those are it's going to go for several years before I sell them all, or have others punch them is the question. So what's the end game of Mookie Betts? Buy them all or have others punch them? I don't think anybody else is going to punch them. It just I don't see that happening, because it only makes sense to punch them if you have a whole lot of them. Because and so my motivation is largely to make the card notorious, so that people still want it 5 years from now, when I still have a stack of them to be selling. So nobody should punch. Don't punch your
don't punch them, please.
Nobody else punch a card. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. If nothing else, it takes a lot of effort with a hammer, from what we've seen.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one. Just there's Ben Arthur just wants a shout out there. So it's a great podcast on Project 100, and he's got his stuff on there. So if you're into Project 100, which I'll ask you about that, if you're a fan of Project 100 or not, and a little bit there. So what was I going to ask you? Yeah. So is there any other cards you punched out? I mean, there is the Tony Gosselin, the cat card. So I've seen a couple of those punched out. Is there any other ones we don't know about yet?
Did you see that as the April Fool's joke?
So you know what? It took me a little bit, but I did get the joke on that one. Yeah.
So yes, so on that one, the print run was like 900, and so basically, for this one, I photoshopped a bunch, hundreds of tokens. and yeah, just announced on Twitter that this is now a one of one card. I have punched all but one of these things, and some people fell for it. It was pretty. It made my day. A good April 1st. I love that card.
It was a great joke. It
It's an
really
amazing
was.
card.
I think I saw it and I was still half awake in the morning. Went, what's going on here? And then about 20 minutes later, I went, oh wait, that was an April Fool's joke, and quickly deleted my tweet.
Oh, funny. But yeah, I only have actually punched one of those, and just a few others that I've punched. Yeah, one or two. As far as plans for the future, there's going to be another. I'm going to go until I get bored with it, I suppose. I'm going to kind of go down the list, and yeah, there'll be another Pardee card that I make 100 tokens of.
Like I said, can we avoid Dave Parker?
It won't be the Dave Parker. I don't have enough Dave Parker.
Nick's got another question for you. He goes, how many Pardee posters are you owed?
How many Pardee so I bought the first one, that Acuna. I got that just off of eBay, and then I haven't, I missed out on posters, so none. I mean, I could have had quite a few posters. I'm not sure if anybody's ever going to get their posters.
Well, there's been notifications on the Action Bronson posters have been out now, so people have been notified that those,
okay.
So those who bought those 7 cards for Action Bronson can get that poster.
Yeah. And those of us who screwed up on it. Yeah, those of us who screwed up and only bought 6, we don't get anything.
No. You all have some posters coming? Any posters?
No. I was going for the Action Bronson set, and I screwed up on the very last card. Well, what turned out to be the very last card,
and
man. that was the one I ended up having to get from eBay because I missed it on the top release. And there you go. So I don't get my poster.
I really like his stuff. His cards were hilarious.
I really liked it too. I think put together in a set, which I mean, a set of 20 would be better than a set of 7. But yeah, put together in a set with the theme going through all the cards, I think it'd been really cool. But
I think it would have got really tedious with 20 cards, though. It's like for his style, yeah, 7 was about perfect.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It probably was a blessing in disguise, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I've got the Gregory Sif one. I'm a big fan of Sif. So I've got his poster coming, and I've got I think 3 or 4 Pardee ones, and I think DJ Ski, I think is the other one I've got. Cool. I was buying everything for the first 100 cards, and then had to make some really hard decisions on what I was going to keep after that. So yeah, all right. So let's say, do you have any other artists you liked at Project 70? Was there any surprises there? Because again, I kind of knew what was coming, so I did the research on the artist. I think my biggest disappointment was Blue the Great, and he was going to have some cool cards if he had laid into his style. But was there any other artists that you enjoyed?
Oh gosh, as far as the underrated one, I really like Distorted. Those are some super cool monster cards. Chuck Styles, I love Chuck Styles. JK5, I think is really good. They come to mind, and Ermsey, of course. I mean, I like really the majority of them. I think is just great artwork. I think the majority of the cards I'm really into.
We've got a bit of a history with JK5 and the Zixiro card from Project 2020, which is one that literally went to the moon, was going for over $1,000, and then 6 days later was going for a $5.
Wow.
Yeah, those were the halcyon days of Project 2020. I think not long after lockdown version 1.0 first took over the world, and the whole card collecting went crazy. A lot of people got their teeth into Project 2020, and it sent the card prices for about the first sort of 100, right? It was those ones that really
it was the first 100.
They really peaked for a while. Funny how things simmer off, right?
Because print runs were between 1,000 and 3,000, and then it was like 60 is when it really kind of took off. It was the Keith Shore Bob Gibson card that really kind of drew a lot of attention to the project as the worst baseball card ever.
The worst baseball card ever.
I love that card. It's just so hilarious.
Yeah, I think
not even a baseball
at the time as well, right?
So I do have that one. That is one from 2020. I just had to have.
Yeah.
As a
So I
Cardinal
think
fan,
that was.
also. Yeah.
I think that was it. I think that was the card that kind of really drew a lot of attention to that, and then from there, the print runs just shot up until yeah, I said the Memorial Day weekend, and everything was, hugely. Everyone was buying. I think there's still a bounty if you can find Blake Jamerson's Mark McGuire 1 of 1. So I think he offered a
Oh,
flight to a studio in New York to go and check it out and hang out with him for a day and see the process. So someone's got it in a box still.
yeah. Wow.
Listen, there's every chance it could be sitting in a Topps warehouse somewhere,
Yeah.
like mislabeled as like Big League from 2020 or something. Who knows? Good old Topps.
Yeah. True story about
Cool.
Bob Gibson. So at Busch Stadium when I was a kid, they had an old timers game, and Gibson was the pitcher, and he was, I don't know, 50 or whatever, and he was still, an amazing pitcher, and nobody could hit him. But so and after the game, I got his autograph, and super excited, just yelling his name, Bob, Bob. He told me, "Calm down, kid." Bob Gibson told me to calm down.
Oh,
That's a pretty
amazing.
cool moment.
Yeah, totally.
Let me see. We'll cover Project Hunter in a second here. Do you want to talk about how much you've spent and how much you've made from this project?
So far, it's just been a matter. It's the investment phase right now. I've sold very few of
Right.
these cards, really. I mean, the ones I sold from, I sold from the original buys. Pretty much you sell them to break even and make money off the rainbows. I have sold quite a few rainbows, and so those are profitable. But as far as the post punching, it's still pretty much hold on to the cards and hopefully to make some money in the future off of those. And I am really scared to count, though. I don't want to know how many, especially the Vlad. I mean, I've got so many Vladimir Guerreros, and I've got a good stack of pretty much all of them, really, which should all from the secondary market, really. I sold all the ones that I bought from Topps and have just been buying them back.
And when you were buying them, did people realize it was you buying them and then try to raise the price on you? Because I knew, like, for myself, I have collectors out here that I get cards for there, and I knew as soon as it happened, everyone was trying to get all the cards there. And did people recognize your eBay name? And then
I wanted them
yeah,
to. That was
right.
that's part of yes, the sending it to the moon. I wanted the prices to go up and up, and I would, yeah. I mean, it got to a point where I'm buying them to to send the price upward rather than actually needing another Mookie Betts.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. I like that.
It did the trick. Like I said, it absolutely did shoot it to the moon. So it was an interesting thing because I had somebody ask about, say, a card, like it was the Mookie Betts in particular. I said, well, you could have bought me for $20. It's going to cost you $100 now. And that was 2 days later. So they were like, I don't understand. And then I gave them your account and said, you need to follow this guy. And he's driving the market at the moment. So.
But there'll be a third, and the Guerrero. I think the cheapest Guerrero right now is like $93. There's probably some auctions that are going to go for quite a bit less, but yeah, if you want to buy it now, Guerrero, I think $93 is the cheapest you can get.
And you were also running a promotion if you put up your foil, your AP, or the 1-of-1. Can you tell us about how that came around?
Oh, just I just want to bring attention to the cards, make them more notorious, bring attention to Project 70, and yeah, I just thought, hey, if somebody would list the 1-to-1 Mookie Betts for $1 million on eBay, that I would just give them the rainbow card, give them an artist proof, give them a stack of cards, and so yeah, lo and behold, somebody did, and I was delighted they listed it with a burn token, and so we got the 1-to-1 Mookie is on there with a burn token. It's almost impossible to actually list a card for $1 million though, and their limit I think it was I don't know 190 something, and so it's listed for that, which was enough for me. So he's in about a month. I'm gonna send him the rainbow.
That's amazing.
Same deal for yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, same deal for the Vladimir Guerrero. If anybody has the 1-to-1, there's definitely prizes if you post it for big money on on eBay and keep it there. But yeah, I don't think anybody's seen the 1-to-1 Pardee Guerrero.
No, I don't think I've usually ever kind of post it once I hit the 101. So I wonder if maybe Alex Pardee has it. He's been awfully quiet lately.
Oh, maybe.
And so was
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to know what he thinks about this. I'm glad that he hasn't come out like against it, because that would really make this no fun. Chuck Stiles, though. Chuck Stiles did have an opinion. He said the burn tokens are dope. He tweeted that.
Right, okay, so you got some here.
I got it, which I mean, that just blows my mind that anybody would have positive regard for any of this. But very cool.
That's cool. I just looked up the. It's just the eBay listing. I didn't actually realize it was that you had it listed. Yeah, so it's very apropos. It's 196,666 and 66 cents. That's pretty.
Yes.
That's very apropos. The way it's worked out is they won't let you list the card for $1 million. Unfortunately, it doesn't ship to the UK, so no buyer.
Yeah. So where do you get your cards when you get yours?
Jason has there's a number of companies that will facilitate people from overseas buying things from the States. So Jason has a shipping address in Florida. We both have contacts and friends who are based stateside as well, who help us out with those kind of things. There's a few card retailers who will ship directly to the UK as well. Topps, I believe, is one of them. They're just not very competitive on their shipping rates, but yeah, it's a lot of. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who do it sort of through friends and things like that, or you can sort of, like I said, there's a number of the big retailers like Dave and Adams and Blowout Cards and Steel City Collectibles up in Pittsburgh. They'll all ship internationally in fairly large quantities at pretty competitive rates. The problem post Brexit and more now with the price of gas and everything else going through the roof is it's becoming ever more prohibitively expensive. Plenty of people in the US will complain about the price of product already. So take that price and then add on about another 30% by the time it gets to us here in the UK, and that's what we're up against a lot of the time. Yeah. To be fair to Topps, they're getting this year's the first year where it feels like they've really committed to doing baseball releases in the UK. So for hobby products, to get things like Project 100 or Project 70 is still a bit of a struggle, and that's where eBay comes in quite a lot. So, we joked that your man there, who's listed the Betts 101, isn't shipping to the UK, but a lot of people will ship to the UK, especially through the eBay global shipping program, which again isn't the most economical way to do things. But if that's only the only outlet available to you, then it is like a good way to get hold of stuff from the US. We're also seeing some of the retailers are starting to open up in Europe as well. So a company, GTS Distribution, who do a lot of wholesaling on behalf of Topps, they've opened in Dublin in Ireland, which is part of the EU, so not the UK is part of Ireland, but the European part of Ireland. And Dave and Adams are shortly going to be opening a store in Holland as well. So we're starting to see a bit more availability coming here, which is kind of nice.
Neat. Yeah, Missouri's maybe the best place if you're going to be buying a couple hundred Mookie Betts. We don't have to pay sales tax even on anything. And
nice.
So that's amazing. That's probably going to change next year, but that has saved a ton of money.
That's why I have a Florida address there, because I don't pay sales tax with my address that I ship stuff shipped to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So not all of Florida's like that.
Except
we have a friend who basically stays on Disney's doorstep and gets all the taxes because of Disney and all the tourism that goes on around the Orlando area. But yeah, a little bit further away, you're not quite hit so bad with the sales tax in Florida.
Cool. All right, well, we're gonna get to your Project 100 question, guys. I know you guys are asking that, but here we got a question from Jason Shorts here. So Heavy J, it says he just wants to say he loves what you're doing with the Pardee Betts. You're doing something creative with the hobby. It may cost you a lot of dough, but you did it. Good for you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
So yeah, and then 80 Steinhauser says, "Let me see what will pop up there. Any publicity is good publicity." So, and yes, Ron, we did mention that I was responsible for the Dave Parker card, so we have covered that bit.
Jason, you've got all your fans watching live tonight. What's happening?
I do. I hosted a podcast. Gosh, that was 2 years ago for a fundraiser for the Negro League Baseball Museum. So I ended up meeting a lot of people this way. So a lot of people know me from my other podcast, Ball Caps and Bagpipes, baseball in Scotland. So so it's kind of fun.
Geez, plug all your podcasts, will you?
That's both of them. We're good. I don't have anything else there. We haven't started Stilters and Sliders yet, so that's the next one.
I didn't realize we had a sponsor segment in tonight's show.
All right, so we'll move on to Project 100. So I know you stand on this, but what's your take on Project 100?
So, I mean, okay. My take on it is that Topps shouldn't be doing it yet. They really rushed through the Project 70. They haven't got people's posters out yet. They just shouldn't be doing it. I mean, it's they're art cards. I love them. It's it's the same thing as Project 70. I want them to do art cards, but they shouldn't have rushed through Project 70 the way they did, and it shouldn't be out quite yet. I think there's going to be some amazing artwork. I really like the Otani from this first bunch. I think that's going to look amazing. And the artist of the Wander Franco. I've looked into. I've got this thing about the horizontal cards. I just don't like horizontal cards. Right. So personally, that one's not for me. But his artwork is amazing, and there's gonna be some amazing cards, I'm sure, from him. So yeah, I mean, I like what I see. I'm actually not buying any of them though. So I'm really just. All the money is going into parties from Project 70. Right. That's all I'm buying.
Yeah, I said I was Malik Roberts and his Wander Franco was a really cool card. He stayed true to his art, and the Jay Dembski Otani was really cool. Those are the only two sold out. Everything else is still for sale.
They two have sold out now. Okay, cool.
Two have sold out. Yeah. So we're gonna figure out what happens to the other three tomorrow, I guess, if they're stick around for who knows how long, and or they just disappear and we have a lower print run. So it's all going to be really interesting. So I guess that answers your. Oh, three. Okay, apparently another one sold out. So I didn't check before we got out. So
wow.
Well, I tell you, the fans of this podcast, man, they're really on the ball because I was just breathing in it to say the same thing. The only ones that are still available, ironically, Mookie Betts by Andre Power and Derek Jeter by No Pattern are both still available. Everything else is sold out.
Well, there you go. Like I said, so the Clemente sold out today. So that's so we've got various people on there. So so we got a question from Ben Arthur here, and just get your opinion on there. So Ben is asking, the first Wander Project slab, do you think it will increase in value? It sold out less than 24 hours, and they are seeing rounds going up for eBay for $50 or more.
I mean, I think it will. Anything Wander Franco just now is ridiculous, and I think until something happens that affects his current trajectory, pretty much anything that comes out of his at retail price is going to increase in value. That's the way it feels anyway.
I think it'll do well. I expect that one to continue to increase in value. I mean, that print runs what's her print run?
3,999.
Okay, so 4,000. That's not a lot of cards. And if it's something that people like, and people like this one, and Franco's huge, I could see that being $100 card pretty quick.
Yeah, so this is the whole
Very quickly
question we have with me and Graham. I lived through the Kevin Moss era and the Ricky Jordan era, so Wander Franco seems to be doing quite well, and I'm hoping that he does well there. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people are speculating on trying to get his cards cheap and hold their value.
The cheapest pre-order on eBay, so the cheapest reseller just now on that card is $41. And somebody who picked up the triple pack, you can get the triple pack for $1,500. So that's the artist proof. What is that again? The base card, the foil, and the
base
AP.
Card, foil, and the AP.
Yeah, there you go. $1,500. Somebody's reselling for on eBay right now for that card.
Or you can get actually sold. That's the question.
Oh, that's the question. Yeah, yeah.
So the interesting. So I was noticing yesterday when the Otani sold out, there was only 3 listed on eBay. So there was one at 40, one at 70, one at 90. So I've already noticed that everyone's keeping the Otani cards to start.
Yeah, the economics of the project cards is so interesting, and how they're doing it a different way. Because I mean, there's no incentive to buy a lot of them. I mean, I would have never bought multiple Pardees if there weren't rainbows and discounts. Because if you just get one, it's $20 as far on the Project 70s. But if you get 10, it's more like what, 16 a piece. And you might get rainbows. It made a lot of sense to buy a lot of them. Whereas with Project 100, is there any incentive to buy more than one?
No,
you get 5% off if you buy a 5-pack. Yeah, exactly.
5% off. All right.
5%. I know, right? Yeehaw. You can sign up to their newsletter and get 10% off.
All right. So Nick's just saying thanks for everything there. So Nick, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Ron has said this week's drop or tomorrow's drop is going to be Acuna, Trout, J-Rod, and Tatis, but we haven't figured out who the fifth person is yet. So it should be an exciting. J-Rod, I'm excited for. Can't complain about that.
Oh, you'll be getting your wallet out for J-Rod, will you?
Yeah, we'll see. So I think if I understand things correctly, you can use your Topps Now points and apply it to the Project 100 cards.
That's interesting.
You can buy the cards with Topps Now points.
I believe so. So I've seen a few people that posted they got their discount with that. So that might be one reason the cards are going, because you can actually use them. So
yeah, I might have to get one after all.
I was gonna say, if you're buying 100 cards each, you must have a lot of.
I do have a few points. A few points.
Apparently, it's not.
Yeah,
the
shoot,
base.
I would have got that Otani.
So Ron says it's not the base. So apparently, it must be the AP card or the foil card. So we'll find out there, because that was the same thing. No, so yeah, no discount on base. You gotta. Oh well, there goes that plan. But there you go. You can get a nice foil card and save some money on that.
I was going to very quickly log in and try and check, but if it's not on the base cards, then there's no point.
Yeah, there's no point.
I mean, nobody has that many points. I don't have that many.
I don't know. Some of these Topps Platinum guys, I think, are rolling pretty deep when it comes to Topps points, right?
Yeah, there'll be a few people that can afford it that way. So, deluxe. Ron's saying you gotta go deluxe if you can do it. Like I said, there you go. You gotta find a card you really like, and then beat the bots and spend all your points on a deluxe card. So, but yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think Topps absolutely sucked the fun out of the project. I think the cards are going to be awesome. I've enjoyed what's come out already, but the fact there's no one-on-ones and there's no foil chase, I think that it just kind of ruined the fun of kind of like, all right, well, I know I'm getting my cards, but there might be that foil card in there, and that could really make my day. And I hit the Mike Trout morning breath, and like I said, I was really excited about that one.
That was another day when my phone went into meltdown. Yeah. Yeah, you're completely right. It's like I think we spoke a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago on the show, but yeah, it's almost like a more sterile attempt at trying to run one of these projects, because they made a bit of a dog's breakfast of Project 2020, and then even more of a dog's breakfast of Project 70. So this latest attempt with Project 100, it feels far more like I say, it's far more controlled and far more sterile. And but yeah, well, like you see, we're missing the chase. We're missing that hunt you can go on to maybe get that foil card. And like you say, the foil cards were a fantastic bonus. And even if you sold them for $5, that's still $5 back on your initial purchase, right? It was just like something cool that you got for free. And yeah, this is a bit more sterile and a bit more corporate, and dare I say, a bit more fanatics. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet. Maybe.
You're gonna go there, huh?
It's maybe too early for the fanatic. I still think it's too early for the fanatics effect. These things are planned too far in advance. But yeah, I don't think we're going to start seeing the fanatics effect for a little bit yet. But yeah, it's definitely not got the same. It's not passing the vibe check in the same way that that the previous projects did. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe people getting their cards on time and not having to wait 100 years to get a poster or something, you know. But then we could be sitting here in 3 weeks' time laughing at another Topps error, which is probably bound to happen at some point, right?
But you know, I don't know. This might be a good thing though, with people not buying 100 of them. I could see the appeal to this. I wish Project 70 was that way, so I'd have never got into the eBay selling. It's it's a lot of it. This whole thing is a lot of effort. I enjoy it, and the tokens are cool. I like making them, but again, this is it's a pretty tremendous effort. All the selling. I just didn't see myself as I'm going to be an eBay seller. With my childhood dream, no.
You're not Twins Jake in disguise, are you? We've pulled the mask off. I feel a Scooby-Doo moment going on.
Oh, right. A couple more questions, and we'll wrap it up here. So Ben is asking what our favorite Alex Pardee cards are. So I'll let you go, Graham, if you want to answer that one. If you've got a favorite Pardee card, or do I need to jump in there?
Oh, why? Because you've got to think so hard about yours.
I do.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna trick you. I'm gonna trip you up then and say that you're not allowed to choose a Dave Parker card.
Fine, that's fine.
So who would it be? If it's not Dave Parker, then who would it be?
It's funny enough, Mookie Betts is probably my favorite card.
Really? That feels like a cop out as well.
No, it's not a cop out. No. That was that was probably one of my favorite cards from him. I just really enjoyed the Mookie Betts kind of thing there, and it's the only AP I got out of the whole project. So, if I hadn't inspired the Dave Parker card, then yeah, definitely the Mookie Betts card.
See, for me, I think probably either the Acuna, because it was the one that really launched Pardee into the hearts and minds of the project. But I'm kind of a sucker for the Mars Attacks movies, so I quite like the Dennis Eckersley as well.
Yeah. For me, the Trout just blew my mind. The colors, and I mean, when I saw that card, it was like, this is the greatest baseball card ever made. So, I mean, for me, it's gotta be the Trout. I just love that card. But yeah, Mookie to the moon.
I think all of his cards have been fantastic. I think if I had to pick a least favorite, I think you'd really stump me and kind of go, okay, which one?
Wow, yeah.
Like, I think that's a harder one to say.
I can't even think of one. I mean, they were just. All 20. It's just such an epic collection. Yeah, which one don't I like? I don't know. Ricky, maybe the Ricky Henderson. I would say that's probably my least favorite of the bunch, but
I think he was also being quite rushed at that time as well too. That's a hard one to do because I think it was getting to the end of the project, and Top was like, we need to get that in really quick. So I think he was just trying to get them done as quickly as possible.
I mean, it's a good card, just not my style. I mean, his other, the ones near the end. I mean, the mantle is crazy good, and he even did an extra one with the Wagner, which is
the Wagner's pretty sweet.
Love the
Wagner. Wagner's cool. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Did you happen to hit one?
I did get a Wagner. So I ordered 125 or so with a mantle, and I did get a Wagner. And then I've stumbled upon 4 or 5 additional. And so did you see so somebody posted a 5-pack of the Honus Wagners on eBay?
No,
for like 200,000 or whatever. And so I posted my own, don't settle for a 5-pack of Pardee Wagners. Here's your here's your 6-pack, which I'll take down pretty soon. It's kind of an obnoxious thing to do, but I have 6 of those, which is what, like 10% of the print run. Love
That's
that
really
card.
cool.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
So
How
was your
does somebody
strategy?
get
Were you
fun?
buying just 10 packs separately and just buying 10 pack over 10 pack, or did you order, say, 50 and then put another order for 50? And I guess that's one of the things that everyone's always like, how'd you hit so many?
I mean, I pretty much, I mean, I put them all in one order, really. And with that one, you can get a coupon for signing up to a new account. And so sometimes I would do that, and you get I don't know, like 15% off. And I did that for the mantles, so I got them for like $12.50 a piece. There's a lot of those out there, though. It's going to take a while to sell.
I mean, we had people constantly finding out about the cards and asking about them over and over again. Halfway through the project, I was really amazed that Topps didn't promote it as well as they possibly could have, because I guess it was in their best interest to promote it, and they really didn't. We had Lauren Taylor on the show right at the start of the project there, and she said we're on our own. Like, we're getting no help from Topps, so it's all on the back of the artist to really promote their stuff and sell it. So yeah, it seemed an odd one that Topps just kind of ignored it.
So believe it or not, I've got another interview coming up with the Hall of Very Good podcast.
Oh, I know those guys. They're great.
Yeah. And so I've got that at 4:00, so I should probably jump over to that one. But it's been a blast. Thank you so much for having me. Your show's great.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks for coming on so much and explaining your day. Apparently you're in demand today. So
it's happy podcast Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate you taking the time, and yeah, good luck with the rest of the project.
Okay, I appreciate it. Take care.
Brilliant. We'll catch up with you off the air, and we'll have a chat again another time. But thanks for coming in.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Bye. There you go. Let's go.
Well, there we go. That was pretty awesome. I didn't realize we had back-to-back appointments. We could have wrapped it up slightly more professionally than that, but that was still amazing. So yeah, big shout out to Pardee Betts for coming on the show. It was the interview we didn't think we would get, and yet there we go. So
yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was really interesting to hear the process behind it. Gosh, I mean, I don't even want to think of how much money he spent if he was buying 100 cards each time, and he picked it up after it was Trout, which he started buying it from Topps. The first one was from eBay, so you're looking at 19 cards. I'll do the math later because I can't do it right now. There's an episode of Old Guys Trying to Remember Shit, and
this is old guys trying to do mental arithmetic, and that's I get bamboozled by my daughter's primary 6 homework, so the chance of me doing
that's 5th grade for you guys in America there. So that's
5th grade. There you go. Sorry, 5th grade. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. It was really, really cool. Yeah, I never got a chance to ask about the rug. I was going to ask about the rug, but never mind.
You wanted to know about the rug. Well, we'll have him back on to chat with us again. We can figure it out. We'll talk to him a little bit more in depth. I really wanted to hear more of the story there. But everyone that tuned in, asked questions, thank you so much. It was really interesting to hear everyone's opinions on stuff like that there. It was a lot of fun that you guys engaged with this, and I think this is long overdue. I mean, I don't think he's done a podcast yet, and all of a sudden he's got 2 in one day. So
2 in one day, I know, right? That's the power of a holiday Monday, though. We must remember it is obviously Memorial Day in the States there. So like you said, a day off from work, it probably opens up these opportunities. So yeah, we always appreciate people coming on. So yeah, it was super cool. That was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it.
So did that help you understand where he was kind of coming from? Because I know when we first did, it was like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah, kind of. I get it. I get what he's doing. Like it's the market manipulation thing. It's maybe more of a longer game than perhaps I gave credit for. It's kind of more of a long-term thing. And at the end of the day, he's having fun with it, right? So that's what you're supposed to do. This is called collecting baseball cards. Is called the hobby. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. So why look for? So maybe I got too hung up on the why instead of just going along for the ride and enjoying it with them. So good luck to him.
Yeah, he's obviously having fun with it there, and I know he's posted. If you check out his Twitter feed, you can find the links there. And he said in a post in Reddit that it is a long-term value for his thing, and hopefully people will look at when he ends up selling his 100 cards of the Vlad Guerreros and those Mookie Bet cards that people will think it is a kind of a fun thing to have from just that kind of period. So there might be value in it. I mean, I don't know if I'd pay $60 or $70 for a card with a hole in it, but I kind of want one. I at least want one of the tokens to kind of go in my collection. I feel like I kind of need one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into the project, especially kind of in the way that you are, then yeah, it's become almost like an unofficial part of the project, right? So yeah, I think if you're into it in that way, then it's almost like going after. It's a bit like the companion cards. This is like a companion card for the set. It sort of captures that moment in time, if you will, if that's the right way of putting it. I'm not sure it's the right way of putting it, but yeah, it's almost become, like you say, part of the project itself.
Yeah,
I guess it deserves credit for that as well, and to have the support of some of the artists is quite cool as well, because I guess they could equally, they could go both ways on it as well.
Yeah, I was really. I made sure I tagged Alex Pardee on the post. I was really hoping that maybe he'd kind of come out of the show and really kind of maybe give an opinion on it either way. But I'm sure he's busy with his work.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
But hey,
you never
it's
know.
1 o'clock on Memorial Day weekend. Maybe he's free.
Maybe he is. Yeah. Maybe you never know. Well, we'll keep working these avenues and see what we can turn up. It'd be good to see how Project 100 plays out as well. See if we can get some of the artists on. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that was really awesome. Like I said, I really enjoyed that. It was good to have a guest on and me not miss it. So that was pretty awesome. It was good to chime in with some questions. And yeah, for those who watched along live, thanks very much for getting involved. It was great to be able to put your questions to Pardee Betts in real time there, and get some interesting feedback from them as well. So that was really cool. If you've not been watching live, then well, you probably would have been, because then you would know that there'll be a podcast for Wednesday. That was really ugly. But yeah,
that didn't go well at all.
No, I don't know. My brain went one way. My brain went one way, and my mouth went the other, and just the two just decided not to meet. But yeah, if you haven't been watching live, then this is available as a podcast, or will be available as a podcast from Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. I've caught up with the podcast again.
Amazing.
So if you're subscribed, and you should be subscribed, then you probably got a glut of tea and talks to your mobile device over the weekend there. So yeah, we're all caught up again, and we will be back out on Wednesday at 9 p.m. and you can listen back to this to the interview and any of the previous episodes. There's some good ones. I think our most popular one at the moment is still the one where we rant about NFTs. So if you want to hear us talk nonsense about NFTs, that seems to be really popular for some reason. And I think the Lauren interview is doing quite well as well. So yeah, go check out the whole back catalogue, and including this episode, which will be from this Wednesday at 9 p.m. We'll be back live next Monday at 9 p.m. We'll be doing a little bit of Project 100, I guess. We'll have all the facts and figures from the first week or 10 days of the project. Bunt's been pretty hectic the last week or so as well. So yeah, we'll get you guys all caught up on our regular scheduled programming from next week. Jason, anything to add before we disappear for the night?
Brilliant. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all the questions. It was a great show. I really wish we could have kept him on for another kind of 10 more minutes and kind of really asked a few more questions, but so be it. We'll catch him next time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, and it should be a lot to talk about Project 100 and against Bunt. Bunt's keeping us busy at the moment.
Absolutely is. Yeah, fantastic. All right. Once again, thanks very much, everybody. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you next Monday at 9 p.m. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye. Enjoy your Memorial weekend if you're in the States.